You're listening to the Master Passive Income Podcast Network. Welcome to the free real estate investing course with me, Dustin Heiner, host of the Master Passive Income Podcast, and I'm going to help you to become a successful real estate investor. In this course, I'm going to be giving you step-by-step how to invest in real estate, and I kid you not, I currently sell this course for $500. It's a video course. Now, there is a couple other things in there, or a lot of other things inside there, but this is the meat of it. I sell this course for $500 on my website, masterpassiveincome.com. Well, because I love podcasting, my Master Passive Income podcast that I've had for, 8 years now, just solo show teaching you how to invest in real estate, I decided I wanted to give this away for free on here because I love podcasting, because you found this. And so you can get all of this if you go to my site and pay $500 right now, or you can go to my site and get the rest of it for free. I'm going to give you my free real estate investing course in PDF so you can download, plus other great goodies if you text the word rental to 33777. Rental to 33777. I'll give you my real estate investing course completely for free with a whole bunch of other bundles of good stuff. If you go to masterpassiveincome.com/free course, going to give you that as well. And I would love it if you get anything out of this, that you would give this a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify and share it with one person, because my goal is to help 1 million people to invest in real estate. Hopefully you are one of them, and then your friends are as well. And let's get into this next lesson. All right, let's get on to day number 5. I'm so excited that you are here with me. My name's Dustin Heiner with Master Passive Income. Super excited that you're here in this real estate investing course. Today, we're going to be looking at turning a real estate transaction into cash flow. Cash flow is what's actually going to be putting money into your pocket every single month instead of taking money out, and you can easily do it. I hope you're as excited as I am about this real estate investing course. I absolutely love rental properties. I love making money the fantastic way of making my properties work for me, as opposed to me working an hour and getting paid for that hour. So let's quickly jump into it. So day number 5 is turning a real estate transaction into cash flow. Now we're on phase 2, where this is the structure portion. We are building our knowledge and confidence in rentals. We're trying to understand rentals. Just like yesterday, we're building on our knowledge and our understanding of rental properties so that we can start investing. Let's jump right into it. So this is understanding the process of turning a real estate transaction into cash flow. Now, this chart here is going to walk you through the process of, first locating it, then buying it, then turning it into passive income every single month. So your goal is to get from here all the way down here where you're making a positive return on your money. But there's all these different steps from one to the other that keeps you walking through. And don't worry, it might be a little complicated right now, but it's super easy. As soon as you've done it once or twice, you're going to be making money in no time. Every time I buy a property, I literally work 3 hours and make money every single month from that one property. So let's jump right into it. So don't worry about this slide. I will have it inside the notes so you can download it and refer back to it anytime you want. So you need to locate and identify the potential investment property. The first step is to find a property among the hundreds that are currently listed for sale in the area where you would like to start investing. Now, if that's in the personal area where you live, or another state, or 2 doors down, or wherever it might be, you need to start looking for those properties. That's the first step. So the second step would be evaluate the property. So once you've actually found the property, hey, this looks like it's a good one, let's actually evaluate the property. So now single-family homes are valued based on comparable sales in the area of like property. So if a home is 3-bedroom, 2-bath, that's 1,300 square feet. The other homes that are 3-bedroom, 2-bath that are 1,300 square feet in the area will actually show what your value of your property is going to be worth. So anybody that's going to be looking for a property to buy, they're going to say, what are the other homes selling for in the area? And I don't want to pay any more than what they're selling for. So that's what you want to look at. So we're going to look at evaluating the property. So the market value, let's say the market value of a property is $120,000. Their asking price is $118,000, so it's a little bit below it. Let's say you negotiate the price down to $100,000. Well, you've actually made money when you bought the property of $20,000 because the market value would be $120,000, but you negotiated it down, and I've done this plenty of times, where you've negotiated it down to where now you have equity in the property. So if you turn around and flipped it right then and there, you'd make $20,000. So you want to evaluate the property as if you're going to be making money from day one. Always do that. Now you need to also analyze the numbers and make sure the property cash flows. So this sounds like a hard thing to do, but in reality, it is really only elementary school math at play here. The only caveat is if you can account for all the expenses in income property and anticipate future expenses that may eat into your cash flow. Just like how I said, I think it was day 2, where I explained how I had a tax bill come up. It was $2,000 extra than I thought it would be each year, which is a lot of money that came into my expenses. But hey, I accounted for it after the fact. I'm still making money. But we need to account for all those expenses. Next thing, you need to contact the owner and negotiate an agreement with them. So either the owner or the realtor. This can be one of the most scary parts of the transaction because you get nervous. You know, what if I make them mad? What if I say something wrong? Whatever it might be. But if you look at it this way, you already have a no. Like, you're literally not buying the property now. If you talk to them, you might get another no, but you might get a yes too. So this might be scary, but once you do it once, twice, or 3 times, it starts becoming natural to where you're just having a conversation with somebody and saying, hey, I actually want to help you out. I'm not trying to take your money from you or take your property. I want to help you with this process of selling your property. So you also need to create the contract and the agreed upon terms and the contract with the seller. Now, if they have an agent or if you have an agent, they're going to take care of that for you. But you want to make sure that it's actually negotiated beforehand with the seller what the terms are of the contract. And you need to have it written down and you need to have them sign it right away. Because until you have it under contract, which means you and the seller have agreed upon a price, terms and all that, and written down where it can be held up in a court of law in case they back out on you, you don't have a deal. You don't have an agreement. So it has to actually be a written down contract between you and the seller. Next, you want to open escrow with the title company. After you've already got your contract, you take it to a third party. That's somebody that's impartial to the deal and has experience in the escrow process. Escrow, in a nutshell, basically is a third party that's going to hold everybody accountable to the terms of the agreement, as well as take the money from the buyer and distribute it to the seller in the end. Super simple. And what's great is the title company does all that work for you. And it is super easy just to call them up and say, hey, I have this contract. I'm buying this property. They say, great, send over the contract. Let us know who it is and we'll get to work. And they do all the work. It's absolutely fantastic. You also need to satisfy inspections. So inspections that you have on the property. So now that the escrow is open, it's time for you to start inspections on the property. Make sure you're buying a sound and right property. You know, termite inspections, pest inspections, roof inspections, fire inspections, home inspections, all these different types of inspections to make sure that the property is going to actually be a good property. So you need to satisfy all those. And that's basically satisfying the bank that you're buying it through, or if you're buying it cash, satisfying your own, making sure that you're not buying a bad property. So there may be some contingencies that you and the seller agree in the negotiation process. Some contingencies may include financing contingency, insurance contingency, selling of a current home, appraisal, and basically anything else that you and the seller want to agree to. What's funny is when I sold one of my houses, the buyer needed to sell their home, and the buyer of that home is actually selling their home. So it was 3 homes that had to close in order for mine to get closed. It was crazy, but praise the Lord, it actually went through. Everything sold just fine. I got great money for it. Worked out well. So you need to make sure all those contingencies are taken care of, financing and appraisals and all that. Also, work with the title company to close escrow. Once the title work has been done and no liens are against the property and all the inspection contingencies are accounted for, now it's time to sign the escrow papers with the title company that they create. You're going to go into their office, or like if I'm out of state, they have a notary come to my home and I sign the papers with them. And they do all the work. So basically, it's literally just me just signing the papers, making sure everything's up to speed. So then after you actually own the property, from that point, once the escrow closes, you actually own the property. Now you need to make ready the property or rehab the property. So now that you have the keys to the property, it's time for you to get in there and rehab it. Now, if you're like me, I have my property managers do all the work, or the contractors. Or if you want to get started and do it yourself, get in there and do it yourself. Either way, you got to make the property ready so that somebody wants to live in it and pay you money. Next, we need to find a renter. So you need to put the property on the market for rent. That would be through the MLS or Craigslist or some way that you're going to get the word out that the property is for rent. Next, after that, you want to sign the lease agreement with the tenant. So you want to meet with the tenant and have them sign the lease and pay the first month's rent and security deposit. Now, that security deposit is not your money that you get to put in your pocket. It's security for when the tenant moves out if you have to fix things up. But that's basically their money that you or the property manager holds on to, that when they move out, you use that money to fix up the property or make any delinquency or do anything like that. But that's actually their money that you're holding on to. So it's just a deposit. Now, that's after you sign the lease agreement. Then, best part, you make passive income and cash flow every single month. The property must put money in your pocket every single month. And I'd never buy a property unless it's putting money into my pocket every single month. If it's going to take money from me, take money out of my pocket, or take food out of my kids' mouths, I literally do not buy it. There are plenty of fish out there, basically plenty of properties out there. Here is a rule of thumb that I want to give you for rental properties. Only buy properties that make you $250 or more every month in cash flow. Now, if you find a property that makes $200 a month in cash flow, that's good, but I'm going to say don't buy it. And the reason why is the margins are too thin. What if you have a month where you have a furnace goes out? Well, that furnace could be $1,500 in expenses. That's going to eat up a lot of your profits. Or if the roof needs to be fixed, or any number of problems, or if you have an eviction. So $250 or below, I personally say what I'm going to do is I'm either going to find a new property, or I'm going to work with the seller to get the price down to where my income would actually go up above $250. So there's always a way around it, but you don't have to settle on any one property. There are plenty of fish out to sea, plenty of homes out there to buy. Don't get settled on any one. I personally never get emotionally involved in any one property. So this ends day 5. That was a transaction process from beginning to end. Hopefully you could see it's really super simple. It may have got a little confusing, or you may not remember every little step, but trust me, it's going to make it so simple. Once you do it one time, it gets easier. So next we're going to have day 6 of the real estate investing course. And this is where we actually get to work. The rubber meets the road here. I'm going to give you things to do and how you can start building your business on day 6. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow for day 6. Good work and keep it up. And that is it for this one. Remember, get my real estate investing course completely for free. Text the word rental to 33777 or go to masterpassiveincome.com/free course. And if you got anything out of this, I would appreciate it if you went to Apple or Spotify or wherever you're listening and give it a 5-star review. So hopefully more people will be able to learn how to invest in real estate and change their life. All right, we'll see you guys in the next one.